भाभी जी।
Okay. So, in reply to your question about conditions of Muslims in India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we have a party called Jamaat-e-Islami in Pakistan. They hire poor civilian children for jihad in Kashmir, in Afghanistan, in Somalia, everywhere. But their children study in America, in England. So they tell to poor families that your son will do jihad and your entire family will be rewarded by Allah. But their own children are not given this privilege and they send their own children to UK, USA, and Europe for studies. Same thing happens in India. That Avesi, he preaches madrasa education for his, poor Indian Muslims, while his own children, his son-in-law has educated from America. Akbaruddin Awaisis' son has recently done MBBS from California. So this is the story of Indian Muslims. Rana Ayub preaches burqa and hijab, and she tweets this while sitting in a swimming pool of Kerala. And you will see that wearing shorts, and I don't mind any dress, it is her personal life.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it is the hypocrisy that I want to
hypocrisy.
expose.
Exactly.
But wearing Western dresses and tweeting and preaching that I support hijab. So this is hypocrisy. When I came to India in 2004 to attend Hindustan Times annual summit, my leader Altaf Hussain was a speaker in that conference. So we were living in Moria Sheraton. We were given place in Moria Sheraton. So as a very common Indian, I don't like five-star foods, five-star hotels food. So after 3 or 4 days, I told to Altaf Bhai, I said, Altaf Bhai, खाने में मजा नहीं आ रहा. ये दिल्ली के खाने तो मशहूर हैं. So Altaf Bhai said that go to Old Delhi and
Yeah,
Chandni Chowk. There you will find
Chandra, yeah,
authentic food. So when I was going to Chandni Chowk, Altaf Bhai called me and said that, listen, go and see the situation of Muslims of India there and report me back. What did you see? What is the difference from other Delhi, Connaught Place, and this and that place? So when I went there, and then I daily went there for eating because the food was so tasty there. So
yeah,
I saw small houses, apartments, very old style, wooden windows, and very miserable life of Muslims there. And the first reaction was what? That यार ये इंडिया की गवर्नमेंट है ना, ये मुसलमानों की दुश्मन है, देखो कैसे रखा हुआ है मुसलमानों को, ये वो. First impression comes this. So when I
yeah,
went back to the hotel and Altaf Bhai said that, हाँ भाई क्या देखा? And I told him what I felt. And he
yeah,
said, यही मुसीबत है कि इंडिया के मुसलमान लीडर्स हैं ना, they want that their people are living in miserable conditions so they can exploit it and they can continue ruling them.
yeah,
They will not send their own children to madrasas, but they insist that children go to madrasa. When living in India or in UK, if my child is sent to madrasa at the age of 4 or 5, what is the first thing Molvi will teach him or preach him? That first of all, you thank Allah that you are born Muslim. Because you are the only correct person on earth. All the non-Muslims are not correct. All the non-Muslims are evil. They will go to hell. Only Muslims will go to paradise. So a 4 or 5 years old child, what becomes in his mind? Superiority complex, hatred against non-Muslims, their own co-citizens. Be it in Pakistan, there are 3% non-Muslims, but still you get hatred against them. You feel them inferior to you. you feel that, oh, how incorrect they are, how foolish they are, this and that. This happens in madrasa education everywhere, in India, in Pakistan, in England. And I'm against that madrasa education. But Muslim leaders want that their children go to madrasas to get education, to get these kind of divisive things. So, and now coming to Modi ji's period. This happened until Modi ji and then Modi ji's period. People are saying that Modi is a Hindutva extremist leader, RSS, this, that, anti-Muslim. My point is that before Modi, there was so much terrorism in India. There were so communal infights in India. But tell me what happened to all those. After Modi, India is changing. Second thing is that I came to India last year. And I went to my ancestral village, which you introduced in the beginning, Ajak, and I was given a warm welcome. And I was so overwhelmed that I was crying all the time. I stayed 24 hours there. I spent one night there. And Hindu Muslims of that village, there are about 250 inhabitants of that village. They all came there to greet me. There was a dinner in the evening where entire village we sat together. And there I was thinking, where are Hindus? Where are Muslims? I cannot identify. They all look same.
Wow.
And
Excellent.
the second thing I realized that they say that India has caste system and Dalit and Brahmin and this and that. And I was looking like this, 250, 300 people sitting on the ground all together. I was thinking, where are those Bhed Bhav? Where is that Jati? Where is that caste? I could not find. So I asked the Sarpanch who was sitting with me, Prafulla Mishra ji. Prafull Mishra ji, I said, भाई यहाँ पे कोई ब्राह्मण नहीं है, कोई दलित नहीं है. And he started laughing. He said, no, we all are same. We don't
Excellent.
differentiate into religion, into caste and this and that. There are wrongdoings of Muslim era in India. For example, the greatest university of history, Nalanda University, was burned down by Khilji, Bakhtiar Khilji. And we have a station, train station named Bakhtiar Khilji station of that. This is a wrongdoing, because I will never see a train station of Belgium or Poland or Germany called Hitler station. So these are wrongdoings of Muslim era. For example, I went to Mathura because before going, it was my mannat or my wish that I could visit Somnath ji, because it was my ancestral mandir, Ayodhya ji, Mathura ji, and Kashi ji. So I could do three. Kashi I could not go. So when I went to Mathura, and when I came out of mandir, and I saw like this, and there was mandir, and the wall joining it had a masjid. Now I started thinking that Krishanji was born here. Krishanji was born here. It is his sthan. And there was no Islam at that time.
Sure.
Because Islam is 1400-year-old.
14 years.
Krishanji is thousands of years old. So I said there was no Islam. So why this masjid on the very place? There can be masjid anywhere. It is not my problem. It is Muslims' right to have a masjid, but on a legal place. I said, this is on Christian sthan. They have a mosque whose tomb is higher than mandir. And I was very sad. Believe me, I was very sad standing there. And my companion, he said, Arif bhai, kya hua? मैं कहा यार कितने दुख की बात है. यहाँ तो मुसलमानों को चाहिए कि वो आके कहे कि भाई साहब इतना जुल्म, हटाओ इस मस्जिद को. It does not deserve to be here. So these are things that Muslims can correct.
Yep.
Because Ayodhya one is corrected, but not by Muslims, by court, by justice. Here, Muslims should be generous and say, that look, wherever there are wrong places, mosques, for example, occupied by Muslims, mandirs occupied by Muslims and built a mosque there, please take it away. Same thing is happening in Kashi. Same thing happens everywhere. When I came out of Somnath Mandir, and there is a shoes place where we put shoes. So I went to take shoes, and after putting on my chappal, I saw this, and I a little bit far, but there was a Muslim mosque. So there are wrongdoings which should not be done. And Muslims' duty, it is Muslims' duty to correct it. For
Sure.
example, when I was coming to India, and before coming in my YouTube messages, I was saying that I will go to Somnathji, I will go to Ayodhya, I will go to this. One Pakistani sent me a message. He said, तुम सब जगह जाओगे, मंदिरों में, कहीं मस्जिद में भी जाओगे? And I said that I'm looking for a mosque which is legal, because according to Islam, you cannot build mosque on an illegal place, an occupied land, on other places of worship, over other places of worship, and so on. You have to have a legal land. Otherwise, your namaz is haram in that mosque. So I replied him, I said, I'm looking for a legal mosque. If you, for example, Jama Masjid, Delhi, I don't know if it is on a legal place or not. So, but when I went to my ancestral village, it is very small village, and I said that how many, there is mandir or not? They said there are 3 small mandirs. And the Muslim person came to me and he said that there is masjid also. I said that, I asked Sarpanch, I said that इस मस्जिद की जगह पहले क्या था? तो बोला नहीं नहीं, यहाँ के मुसलमानों ने खुद ये जमीन खरीद के बनाई है. तो मैंने कहा then I will go first to these 3 mandirs. I will, because the reason to go to these mandir is that before my father was a Muslim, my grandfather was a Muslim, my great-grandfather was Muslim, but at some point they were Hindu.
Definitely.
And hundreds and thousands of years, we have a history in that village. So I thought that my ancestors who were Hindus, they were going to these mandirs. So I should to go there so that my ancestor's soul is happy that, yeah, someone from our generation has come and repeated the tradition. So I went to this.
Excellent.
Then I went to that masjid also. And I said, because my father maybe have his first prayers there, and my grandfather,
Yeah.
because my father was born there. So I went to
Yeah.
masjid also. So I'm not an anti-Muslim or like this.
Yeah.
But I think that there should be tolerance. And Muslims
Definitely.
have more responsibility to do this, because Muslims' ancestors, the leaders, the invaders, they committed genocide of this nation. They killed their potential. India had 33% GDP of entire world before invasion.
Yeah.
And now we are so behind. So that's why I think that Muslims have more responsibility. And yes, Muslims are progressing in this. I went to UP and I asked some Muslim people, I said that, how do you see Yogi ji? मेरा ख्याल है मुसलमानों के दुश्मन है ना. So he was selling in Lucknow. They had a shop of kurta, a Muslim man. And मैंने जब ये कहा ना, तो he said that, हंसने लगे. He said, यार ये योगी जी ने जितना मुसलमानों के लिए काम किया है ना, किसी ने नहीं किया. योगी जी ने यहाँ पे फ्री घर जो बनाए हैं ना गरीबों के लिए, तो यूपी की पॉपुलेशन इज अबाउट 15 to 16% मुस्लिम, लेकिन 40% घर मुसलमानों को दिए हैं मुफ्त में. एंड यहाँ पे हमारी बहू बेटियां जो है ना, वो महफूज हैं. They feel safe. We have respect and honor in UP under Yogi ji, and Yogi ji has done a wonderful thing. We have more reserve seats for Muslims in UP than other states. So I think that it is a propaganda machinery working. Otherwise, Modi ji and Yogi ji have done wonderful job, and more Muslims are allowed to spread hate speech, like Arfa Khanum and Zubair and Arana. While For Nupur Sharma and Kajal Hindustani are glaring examples. The Hindus are immediately put behind bar for even telling truth. But Muslims are given more freedom. So it's a propaganda against Modi ji, while common in Muslim in India are victim of their own communal leaders.
Yeah, excellent thoughts. Thank you very much. Now, coming to the next question. Lakum dinukum waliya din. Surat al-Kafirun, ayat number 6. For your religion is for you and mine is for myself. Lakum dinukum waliya din. La ikraha fi din. There is no force in deen, in religion. Now, you are talking about human rights as a champion. How about Pakistan human rights for minorities? When we have many cases, the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights says, 2017 report says, on an average, 20 of Hindu girls are abducted every month in Pakistan, converted by force to Islam, and then married off to their abductors. Also, many of the church associations, they say the same thing. United Union of Catholic Asian Nations, Catholic churches, they sort of say about alleged phenomena of something like question mark love jihad, and raise a lot of alert in Catholic churches, saying there is a lot of forceful conversions of Hindus, Sikhs, Christians in Pakistan. What do you have to say on this?
Well, especially this thing is happening in Sindh more, because Sindh is radicalized. Every locality has 2 to 3 madrasas. And, in madrasas in Pakistan, young children, boy or girl, are exploited sexually by Molvi. And it is also vastly reported. So, for example, a boy, when he turns 12, 13, 14, 15, and he is being exploited sexually by Molvis whole his life. And then Molvi convinces him that if you convert a non-Muslim to a Muslim, you are going to paradise. You will gain respect among your society. Now he starts thinking that if my parents will get me married to a Muslim girl, she will have a family. So if I am doing something wrong, the family will stand by her and this and that. So what he does, he kidnaps a Hindu girl. Multiple benefits. First, he rapes her, then forces her to convert, and then forces her to marry. Now, with this marriage, he secured his Jannat. Second thing, he got a prestige, respect in the society that, look, I have converted a non-Muslim to Muslim. Third, he gets a lifetime slave, because now this girl is Muslim, so she cannot have a contact or connection with her family. So if he tortures her, if he sells her, if he does sex business with her, nobody is going to support this girl, because she does not have anyone, because now she is Muslim, so she cannot keep a contact. So this is the basic reason that every boy is trying to target a girl in the area. She is a Hindu girl. Me, 14, 12, 13, kidnap her. So this is the one thing. The second thing, as you said, that Surah Kafirun, Lakum dinakum waliyuddin. There are so many things. Lakum dinakum waliyuddin, ke tumhara din tumhare saath hai, mera din mere saath hai. But there are so many things in Quran that Muslims are not listening or not. They are buying only what they want from Quran.
Like they say, heads I win, tails you lose. Chit bhi meri, pat bhi meri.
Yes,
Twisting the statements as per their needs. So
ABC,
unfortunate.
American broadcasters, they had a report a few years back, 2, 3 years back, that on average there are 3 girls, minority girls, forced converted in Pakistan. Now my question is, that if Islam is so beautiful a religion, if Islam is so complete philosophy of life, why this wisdom is going on in only girls' mind? Why no Hindu boy is converted? On average, if 1,000 girls are converted per year, maybe 5 or 10 boys are converted per year. So how come the light of wisdom is entering only girls' body, not boy? So this is all organized crime, crime against humanity. The forced conversion is the biggest crime. In Constitution of Pakistan, a girl cannot get married until the age of 18. A girl or boy cannot change their religion until the age of 18. But these minor girls are converted and married by force. They are minor girls. So according to Constitution of Pakistan, it is wrong also. But when the parents or family of that girl goes to police station to register FIR, the officer does not register an FIR because he is afraid that mob will come, attack will police station, fire a police station, my family will be in danger. So first he contacts the madrasa of that boy or girl, where girl was kept or kidnapped by the boy. And madrasa Maulvi says, आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, अब वो मुसलमान हो गई. Because in Islam, once you are Muslim for lifetime. You cannot change, you cannot leave Islam. The penalty to leave Islam is death penalty. So Maulvi says to police station that आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, अब वो मुसलमान हो गई है, अब आप इसका कुछ नहीं कर सकते. So the family of the girl gets reply from police that we cannot do anything because they are afraid of the mob. Now, this is illegal because a minor girl cannot convert, cannot get married. They go to court, the family, and say that please order the police station to register FIR. And court says that हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि ये दीनी मामला है और दीनी मामला है, ये मुसलमान हो गए, अब इसको आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. So they don't get justice also in Pakistan. In my opinion, the most oppressed people on earth are Pakistan's minority. I went to Jaipur last year. I was invited by Hindus of Sindh who migrated to India. So they invited me that please come and see our localities. And I went to their camps. And I was so sad because in scorching heat of Jodhpur, in Jodhpur, the children were walking without chappal. They had huts made on a landmine. It was a sandstone mine. So there were some huts. They were living in subhuman condition in India. They were almost illegal. They did not have papers. So they cannot get job. Their children cannot get education. Their family cannot get health care. So I asked I interviewed many people and I asked one man, I said, आप कहाँ से? He said, मैं कराची. मैंने कहा कराची शहर में भी हो रहा है? तो कहता yes. मैंने कहा आपका क्या वहां पे क्या काम करते थे? He said, I had 10 shops. I was owner of 10 shops. I said, then why you had to come here? He said, भाई साहब अपनी बेटी बचानी थी, अपना धर्म बचाना. Or now I feel that it is responsibility of Indian Hindus because there is a problem in Palestine, there is a problem anywhere in Muslim area. Entire Muslims of the world raise their voice. But these Hindus are suffering and Indian Hindus never raise their voice for them. So it is responsibility because Hindus should know that your dharam is saved by these kind of people, right into the history. because there was invasion since for 1000 years by Abrahamics. They could all turn in. Now Egypt was not Muslim. It became Muslim because there was invasion. Syria, Iraq, Turkey, Iran, they all became Muslim. But India, no, because these kind of people who are sacrificing everything to save their dharma, they sacrificed everything at that time also. Now, for example, my community, Memon, I'm from a Memon Kabila. Memons were Hindu, but all of a sudden, Memon were business community. So all of a sudden, about 300 years ago, entire community became Muslim. Now I asked my elders that what made them become Muslims. They said, Islam ki roshni. Now after getting studies and all these things, I say bullshit. It was to save jizya because they were businessmen. So they wanted to save jizya because Aurangzeb had jizya on non-Muslims. Jizya is a tax paid by non-Muslims. So I told to myself, I said, all bullshit. There is no wisdom. There is nothing. It is just to save, to get benefit. And they change their religion. But these Muslims of Sindh, Hindus of Sindh, they have, that man, owner of 10 shops, he told me, he said that I had simple choice. I could convert. And after converting, I could become the most respectable person in the society. My daughters will be saved. I will get dignity. My business will be saved. But I wanted to save my dharam. So I left everything. I took my family and I came here. So it is our responsibility, Hindus of India's responsibility, to support Hindus of Pakistan.
Thank you very much for the detailed conversation on this. Now, again, talking about Pakistan's economic situation, through various news medias, we see a lot of commotion, a lot of news about worsening economic situation in Pakistan. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the army of Pakistan is looting everything. Pakistan is a poor country. Pakistan's leaders are the richest people in the world. There are housing colonies of retired Pakistan officers in Canada. Housing colonies. Name me one retired army chief of India who lives abroad. And name me one retired army chief of Pakistan who lives in Pakistan. General Kiani lives in Australia. General Rahil Sharif lives in Saudi Arabia. General Bajwa lives in London. So, and now, coming to comparison, name me one or two Indian army brigadier, general, colonel, major, captain, whose children are studying in Oxford, who has properties in Europe, America, Australia, Canada. And in Pakistan, a general, major, brigadier, they have properties everywhere. Their children are studying outside. One example I will give, Asim Salim Bajwa. He comes from a poor family, joins Pakistan army, reaches to the status of general. And when he retires, his family was billionaire. His teenage son were billionaire, owning more than 200 outlets of Papa John's in America.
Wow.
More than $1 billion property in America. And his children were teenagers. Nobody questions him. Another man who is currently Corps Commander Balochistan, Asif Ghafoor, General Asif Ghafoor, comes from a poor family. His 3 children were studying in Europe. Now, my question is that in Europe, one student average expenses per year is about $50,000. Lodging, boarding, food, life, and college fees, etc., and hostel rent and these things. $50,000. 3 children means $150,000 per year. Now tell me, $150,000 is Pakistan's 4 crore रुपया. नहीं, 40 crore रुपया. A general salary is 25,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 rupees. 1 लाख रुपया लगा लो महीना, 12 लाख रुपया साल. कहां से दे रहा है भाई? So it is looted very badly, this country. So लूटने से तो फिर सब कुछ ही खत्म हो जाता है. So Pakistan's economy, the main culprit is Pakistan Army. Then Pakistan's economy, because India is exporting many things. Even Apple, so mobile is exported by India now. Mercedes electric car entirely made in India. Pakistan exports only terrorism. Pakistan army is busy in proxy wars in Iran, in Afghanistan, in India. So my take is that your economy cannot sustain these kind of things. A country called agriculture-based country, the most fertile land of British India were given to Pakistan. And it is obliged to import dal, atta, and food grains. So there is everything wrong done by Pakistan's ruler, and Pakistan's rulers right from beginning are army. Most of the time directly through martial laws, otherwise indirectly through bringing puppets like Imran Khan, Shehbaz Sharif, Nawaz Sharif. Even Benazir Bhutto, she became 2 times prime minister with an agreement of army. First time when she became prime minister in 1988, army asked her to have foreign minister from Ziaul-Haq's foreign minister. Sahibzada Yaqub Khan was Ziaul-Haq's foreign minister, and Benazir was obliged to keep that foreign minister. And Benazir Bhutto was not allowed. She has mentioned this in different interviews, that she was not allowed to take decision on 5 things: atomic power, military budget, Afghanistan issue, relationship with India, relationship with United States. So she was not allowed on different issues to take decisions. Military has ruled directly or indirectly this country, and they are responsible for every economic disaster, social disaster. Today the society is very low, very low. Anybody can kill anybody on the name of Islam, on blasphemy. I can say, oh, Dr. Suman, मैंने देखा उनको कुरान फाड़ते हुए. Everyone will gather and they will kill you, they will burn your body and everything. शिया सुन्नी को मुसलमान नहीं मानता, सुन्नी शिया को मुसलमान नहीं मानता, सब एक दूसरे की नजर में काफिर हैं. सिंधी, बलोच, पख्तून, पंजाबी, सराइकी, मुहाजिर, बरोही, कश्मीरी, गिलगिती, बल्ती, divided on ethnic grounds,
Yes.
divided on languages, totally destroyed society, destroyed
Unfortunately.
country, destroyed
Yeah.
economy. Politically, you can see that there is no rule of government anywhere in Pakistan. Politically, they are divided. Independence movements are going on in Balochistan, Sindh, and Pakhtunistan. I think Pakistan is nearing its logical conclusion. This country was created by America and UK for some purposes, which is a detailed debate again. And now I think Pakistan has become a big burden on them also, because Pakistan has to pay back the loans an average of 25 to 30 billion dollar a year. Now, who can invest such a huge amount in Pakistan? That is only for repayment of loans from Saudi Arabia, China, and private banks. Repayment of loan and interest. What about LCs, imports? You need dollars for imports also. Your everything comes from abroad. Gas, electricity, gas, petrol, diesel, food grains, pharmaceuticals, weapons, everything comes from abroad. You need dollar for that also. You need dollars to pay your salaries, your expenses, your huge white elephant, which is army, which takes more than 50% budget. So Pakistan has become a burden. So I think Pakistan is very rapidly marching to its logical conclusion.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I think only we have 2-3 minutes left now, but I have two questions on Indian Prime Minister. This is important. Is it okay we send the link again, if you don't mind?
Beg your pardon?
सर अभी 2-3 मिनट बचे हैं. अभी भाभी जी का मैसेज आया, 2-3 मिनट बाकी हैं, बट मेरे पास 2 क्वेश्चंस हैं हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर. तो दोबारा लिंक आपको भेज दें अभी?
ठीक है, ठीक है.
थैंक यू सर. सॉरी फॉर इनकन्वीनियंस सर.
No, please.
थैंक यू सर. भाभी जी